What is up, everybody? We are back here in Disney, Oklahoma. We're a little different booth. Our trailer is down at the other park down in Jay, Oklahoma at Mid-America. We're at Disney, Oklahoma, so we got a little different setup this weekend. The last race course will be right behind us.
You look a little nervous, Matt.
Yeah, I don't want to say I'm nervous on camera.
Look, I'm a little nervous for all the drivers right now. So it's my first time being in Disney, Oklahoma. We've got the hill known as Nasty Girl.
Yes.
Right there.
Yes.
Going up behind us. And, y'all, it is nasty. It's steep and long, and there's a ledge at the top.
Yeah. That's, I think, the biggest thing is we got out there. Me and Justin Wills got out there this morning, walked it a little bit. I seen some footprints, and we were talking to Timmy. He's like, yeah, him and Jay both were out there very, very early, like sun up this morning, checking it all out.
Timmy probably camped out here overnight, so he could go.
Yeah. And again, it's a very loose dirt rock hill, and you get about 7/8 of the way up it, and then there's a huge, you can kind of go right, and there's just a real steep rock section, or the left, and has about two big 3-foot undercut lips, so you have to go right. I was talking with Kenneth Cozine, bad donkey driver. He said if you shoot it right hard enough, it'll throw you left, and then you'll land on top of it, and then again, there's a big tree in the middle, so you have to kind of shoot it right or left to the top. Right is much easier, but I think it's going to go ahead and throw you left. He said if you shoot it hard enough. Lots of momentum. Again, this is a super, super steep hill. Literally right above Bree's head, you can see somebody walking up it. That's where we're we're going to race at. And again, it's super, super gnarly.
And not only that, Matt, it's raining.
Yes. So when you have rock that turns wet, then it's super steep. It's going to be interesting.
Slip and slide.
Yeah.
The phrase comes to mind.
It is. We're going to kick off rather than the bouncers, we're going to kick off with the side-by-side racing. We have all the Ultra 4 guys cleared out of the way. They were racing behind us today. They had the 4,400 class. Right before that was 4,500 and 4,800. Again, shout out to all those guys. What's up, buddy? Shout out to all the – yeah, in theory. Marco, part of the Gomez Brothers race team, came over and asked, are we going up that? And I said, what? In theory. A lot of people said, are you going to climb it? I said, well, climb it or climb out. That's kind of a difference. We're going to definitely climb it. I don't know if we'll climb out it. That's the fingers crossed. Timmy, the way the points shook out this weekend, is sitting in first place for the season. I don't think he even has to attempt this course and still lock in first.
Do you know what the point spread is now?
I don't. There were 7 going into that our very first course.
7 points different only between
Timmy
and Wade coming into this weekend of racing, or these last few days of racing, which is the tightest I think it's ever been.
And again, that's over 900-point span. That is absolutely bananas to think that these guys had a 900-point span. There's only 7 points between them.
So that really puts it into perspective. We're not sure. Timmy is still in the lead. Not sure the exact point spread now.
On the first course would have been, and Wade would have got a 10-point attempted course. That would have been 40 points. That's 47. Wade had a 10-point, and Timmy took second. So 47. It would have been like 37, so about a 100-point difference roughly. So Timmy could literally park his buggy watch and say thanks and still win first. I believe once Wade attempted the course yesterday he had enough points where he could literally drive the trailer and just show up at the awards. He doesn't need this hill either. Yet he still came out and thrashed.
But where's the fun in that?
Yes, still thrashed yesterday. He came over and talked to us. He said there was like a 0.3 of a second between him and Timmy. Still, these guys are still thrashing hard. 0.3 of a second on a hill that neither one even needed to run. Which I think kind of shows how awesome it is. These guys literally did not need to even run the course, yet they still went out and thrashed the rigs and ended up 0.3 of a second different, which was super cool. Jay Stewart's kind of the guy that popped out this weekend. He was the only other guy to climb the second course and had the best time. So Jay is sitting very, very pretty. If he can simply finish this course, automatically lock down second, hopefully have a quick time, lock in first for the weekend. Finals is a big deal, so that'd be awesome for Jay to finish this course. He pretty much said, I'm going to tear my buggy in half if I have to, just to get to the top of this stinking hill. Because, again, that would automatically lock him in for at least second place for the weekend. And put him pretty good for the points for the season. Another guy, Jay Swartz, like I said, is going to go hard. Daniel Heckley, he's got a bad buggy. He's going to try to throw it down. Justin Wills, I think, is like 6 points behind. I think he's Justin Wills' 4th place. I think he's like 6 points behind Daniel Heckley for 3rd. So, do you have our official points for the season there?
I've got them for coming into the weekend. I don't have updated with everything from the last couple of days, but Daniel was in third, Brandon fourth, and Justin fifth coming into this weekend. Yep. And between Daniel and Brandon, only 40-ish points. So
yeah. So I think what Justin Wills was saying this morning, he thought he was third. I'm not sure, maybe that's for the weekend. And so he said, if I can just simply beat Daniel, then I can go up in points. Daniel's going to be a hard competitor to play with this weekend.
Hey, I just want to note that when it comes to keeping track of points, all of these drivers turn into, professional spreadsheet, worthy accountants. I don't know. They know all the points that matter to them. Matt and I are just there's 50 of you. We can't keep up with everybody. But these individual drivers, even the kids,
know, no, that's
I
not
need
right.
3 points to be, to get second place.
Yeah.
And they're over here just doing these equations.
Yes, it was cute.
What it feels like.
Yeah, cute watching the kids, make sure. And they knew going into the last race, our first and second place ladies were tied going into the very last course of the season. So again, super cute.
They were the only two to race both or race all season with us.
Yeah.
So that was Clara Hoback and Gatlin Wills, and they raced every race this season, and they were tied first and second coming into the weekend. We call it the weekend. We started on Thursday, but we're going to stick with the weekend. And so it's been really cute. And they might not appreciate the phrase cute, but they're fierce competitors,
they are.
Those ladies.
But it is really cute, though. Again, super neat to watch those guys compete. All right. Looks like we have somebody on the course already. Again, this is our UTV Cup Series, I believe.
This is our RCV Axle UTV Cup. This is Nathan King out on the course now. Just to anybody tuning in, you're watching Hillside Live with Matt and Bree. We got a little bit different scenery around us as far as production goes, but the main action, of course, is happening out on the rocks. We've got our RCV Axle UTV Cup class. Today is all about the Cup classes. We've got UTV and Bouncer. This is the fourth and final course for all of these guys for the year. So Nathan's out here, first one out, showing everybody how it's done. You can see Matt and I have been talking about the rocks in this park. Disney, Oklahoma, it's beautiful out here. The terrain is definitely different, though, than what we're used to racing on. We sometimes have portions of the course that's rocky like this, but not usually that being 100% of what we're racing on.
What's up, Wyatt Wilson, one of our Rock Bouncer drivers tuning in. You can see that race line, starting line. Our drivers down there all huddled up watching. Zach Garner tuning in. He's one of our local rock racing TV staff. All right, we got Clay Kaysen on the line. Again, he's another one of our regular season drivers as well. You can see them down there doing work, getting ready for the bouncer course. We have a pretty big spillway of water underneath that big horse we're racing here in a little bit. They're trying to get all the gravel and fill the water in. That way we can have a very safe spot. So if a driver does roll over, he doesn't land in a 3-foot puddle of water. That's not real great for if you're upside down and underwater.
No, that's definitely not a good feeling. Ask CJ Bynum sometime. Yeah. He knows about that. We're going to run our entire UTV Cup class, and during that time, like Matt said, they're over there filling in water, and then we'll be running the Branik Motorsports Bouncer class after that. We've dwindled down to around 8 or so drivers in each class, and it's a little less than what we normally run. But, hey, that's how it is at finals when you're on hill number 4.
Yes. Yeah, again, like I said, this is hill number 4 for the week we've been racing. So
Zach Garner says Brandon has the best buggy design for this type of hill.
Yeah,
that's a definitely good observation. He's going to stick closer to the hill, I think, than some of the other.
Agree. And again, might soak up those bumps, be able to really push it hard. And again, he's going to push hard. We have that top 5 is super fierce competitors. Again, it'll be interesting to see how that plays out. Kenneth Cozy, another guy that's going to absolutely go out there and go nuts on it. So. It'll be a very interesting run to see how it shakes out for the season.
Clay Kaysen was second in points for the Cup class coming into this weekend. And it looks like he is just about through the finish now. 96.321. That's a 96.321 for Clay Kaysen. I'm going to get that time for Nathan for you guys as well. Clyde, can I get Nathan's time?
Looks like Dan the Man Carter down there.
83.978.
That was an 83.978 for Nathan King, who was the first one out the gate, and then a 96 for Clay Kaysen. Dan Carter on the line now. Dan in his third machine of the weekend. He has raced in the Bounty, the Cup, and the Stock UTV classes with us for most of the season and all of this weekend as well. He's had some tough luck. I haven't seen as much from the pink buggy. Has he rolled in the pink buggy yet?
You know what? I don't know. Not this weekend, I don't think.
No, I don't think he has yet. So,
You can see
We
Colton
love Dan
Holback
Carter.
out there helping do some course work.
hey, speaking to Dan Carter, guys, if you haven't gotten a chance to go check out his most recent Highway to the Hill episode, he was followed around by Nick and Dylan, some of our amazing media members, and they put together an episode in the Highway to the Hill series that tells you more about Dan and what his daily life and the time leading up to a race and travel and then race day for him and what all that looks like. So if you want to get to know Dan Carter a little more, you guys can go check out that Highway to the Hill episode on Rock Racing TV. And there's lots of other good ones with other seasoned drivers from this year as well. Super fun way to kind of get some backstory and just get to know the drivers as more than just, the helmet in the buggy.
Yes. The helmet bobbling around really fast. Again, you can see how nasty and rocker terrain is.
Hey, Scott Marr just said, how is Justin Hoback? He actually just drove by in front of Matt and I. Haley went and picked him up from the hospital today, so that is definitely an answer to prayer that he didn't have to stay in there as long as they thought. He just drove by, so he's down here able to be a part of the awards tonight. And I'll go ahead and tell you that he gets to support his daughter, Clara, tonight. So, yeah, thanks for asking, Scott. You guys keep him in your prayers as he continues to heal from that accident on Thursday night. But, yeah, awesome. I'm so glad we saw him just now and know that he's back out here.
Like, as you were saying that, he's rolling through the parking lot. That's so cool. What's up, Don Curtis, our season VIN class champion?
We have Tim Cameron on the line now. Clyde, I need Dan's time, please. Can I get Dan Carter's time?
There's TC out there making a wake on that course. Man, that buggy can absolutely move.
Y'all go ahead to listen so y'all hear the times. Dan Carter, 105.840, 105.840 for Dan Carter.
Again, you can see that buggy thrashing through there.
Tim Cameron's out on the course. Dan Carter had a time of 105.840. Fastest time right now is Nathan King, first one out the gate with an 83. Ooh, Timmy got a little stuck on that turn at the Ford flag there.
What's up, Taylor? Taylor tuning in for us. We miss you too, buddy. We wish
Hi,
you here.
Taylor.
Wish you were here watching with us. Again, we're up in the booth. Behind us is where the action is going on. Getting started sprinkling here a little bit. Just a little bit of misty rain there.
It's not too bad yet, Matt.
Yet.
Hopefully it stays this way.
81.613, 81.613.
And just like that, new leader out here for the UTV Cup class, 81.613 from Tim Cameron.
Mike Grindstaff. Hello from the Grindstaffs. What's up, buddy? That's a beautiful shot there.
Look at those fall colors.
No. And you can see off to the right how steep that really is. That is just legendary over there.
Looks like Madison King is getting squared up now. Madison has been racing Cup and Bounty with us all season long. Our only lady season driver this year and our only lady Bounty award recipient. She won second place, I think, at Hot Pride.
Yes.
And fun fact, for those of you that are listening, you get to know ahead of time. Madison did win UTV Bounty for this weekend.
Really?
Yep.
That is
Speaking
awesome.
of being on a podium for UTV Bounty.
Yeah, that's awesome. Again, you kind of see the drone there. That's our Delta drone operator out there. from Delta Drone Works.
Yeah, this footage is amazing, and it kind of gives you guys a real perspective when Matt and I are talking about the rocks and the riverbed that we're racing in down here and what the terrain really looks like.
And how hard that guy's thrashing through there. Again, trying to make that corner. I think Clyde probably gave them the option of going right or left.
He did. I was at the driver's meeting. He said you have to go around the forward flag, but you can go either direction.
Yeah, you can see how deep that water is off to the top of the screen there. Again, Madison just thrashing through those big rocks. Jumping that buggy through the air.
Taylor said to tell Matt to pin it and close his eyes.
That's honestly what you have to do, I think. You have to carry a lot of momentum into this hill. Talking to Kenneth Cozine, I think he's playing his first, second, hit third. Once third starts bogging down, click back to second, and hopefully just pin it to the top.
You guys going to have enough room at the bottom?
Again, we'll see. I'm not sure exactly. I see our starting gate
We'll
there.
find out. 84.776 for Madison King. That's a third place time right now. Tim Cameron still in the lead with an 81.6. Then Nathan King with an 83.9 and Madison King with an 84.7. And then we've got Clay Kasem with a 96 and Dan Carter with a 105. Thank you guys for tuning in to Hillside Live. There's a little shot of the production / pit / spectator area down here. We are racing on Nasty Girl soon for the bouncer class. Our UTV class cup class is finishing up first, and then we're going to transition over. I think we've still got Brandon Davis in the UTV class, if I'm not mistaken, but we will all find that out shortly. There's a great view to see what's going on out here right now. We have some of the best spectators and fans in the sport. I mean, it's drizzling out here. Now, to be fair, we have enjoyed wonderful weather for the last 2 days, so we really can't complain.
All right, we got DC Thompson taking off the line there. Again, making quick work of this course, it looks like. Again, DC is one of our fierce competitors. That is a new chassis for this year. He brought that out at Wildcat this year.
I ran into DC at the dinner line last night, and I called him a miscreant. Because if you know DC, then you don't need a real reason. He just is.
Yeah.
And I said, that's what you should name your next buggy. Call it miscreant. And he was like, what does that mean? So I was like, well,
very fitting for
maybe
him.
not. But I was like, troublemaker. There, call it that.
Very, very fitting.
No, DC's a good guy, and he's a heck of a driver. I really feel like we've seen kind of a change in him over the last few seasons. We've always called him one of our wreckers or checkers kind of drivers, but when he has a little more of that conservative side come out, I mean, DC's a wheelman.
He is.
He can drive anything,
Absolutely.
and we all know it. So we've been seeing a lot more finishes and even a couple podiums from him more frequently than we did in seasons past.
And I love his podium conversations. It's usually about 4 words.
It's usually not much.
Yeah, it's usually about 4 words.
Which is probably for the best, especially if we're live.
Yes, especially if we're live, yeah. He's very ornery. He likes to tease the guys he's on the podium with. So it's always very interesting and comical to watch him on the podium.
Make sure you guys are watching on Rock Racing TV, the Rock Racing TV Media Broadcast Facebook page. That's where Matt and I are watching from, and we want to make sure that we can see your comments and questions and interact with you guys because, hey, that's half the fun of having a live show, right?
What's up, Jonathan Shepard, tuning in for us? Mr. Skinny Pedal Fab himself.
That's right. I announced our Skinny Pedal winner from Bikini Bottoms yesterday, and that was Wade Good. So he's going to be getting some cool hardware, courtesy of Jonathan Shepard and the Skinny Pedal Award.
All DC had left was low and two-wheel drive, but he wanted to get his points. 117.912.
That actually makes a lot of sense now that I know. All DC had was low gear and two-wheel drive, and he wanted to come out and get his points. And I was thinking while he was racing, I know this riverbed is really rough and rocky, but that seems a little slow even for DC. So that makes a lot of sense. But DC did complete the course and get his time and his points. He got a 117.912.
This is Brandon Davis. You can tell he races a full-body Can-Am in the stock class and the UTV Cup Series. So we always have to double-check when we see him on the course.
Matt, can you believe that this Can-Am has made it through all season running 2 classes?
Just being trashed. Just trashed. And then he still rides around the park sometimes. Like, Solid.
What the funniest thing, funny / almost sad thing I've seen this Can-Am do was almost drown in that river yesterday morning when Cheryl, Brandon's wife, was driving and we were all trying to get over to the race area.
Yes.
And it was early and it was still dark and you couldn't see where the deep parts in the river were. Everyone's just kind of milling around. I see Cheryl off trekking towards the cones, and she ran into a deep spot, and she said her shoes got wet. So it was that much. She managed to back out of it real quick and keep herself from getting into any deeper water than that. But yeah, this Can-Am's been through a lot. Safe to say.
Yeah.
All season long.
It's been rode hard and put away wet many, many, many times. And this is not the first season he's raced this Can-Am. He has actually beat on this Can-Am for a while. Brandon Davis, heck of a competitor, has raced bouncers with us for quite a while. Awesome guy, super, super nice. Half the drivers have Brandon Davis racing shirts on.
That's right. Hey, I have one in my bag. I'm wearing it home tomorrow. It's the only thing that's still clean. Let's get his time. 88.381 for Brandon Davis. All right, I do believe that wraps up our RCV Axle UTV Cup class for 2022.
Wow.
Yeah, that's kind of strange to think about.
It is.
You can see all the tarps and umbrellas there, trying to keep things dry. It's really not raining too bad out here. It's just enough to be a little annoying and get everything soaked eventually.
We can see some of our course workers out there getting the bouncer track ready.
Zach said, hope you don't get lost. Zach, if anyone had gotten lost on that UTV course, that's just sad. I'm just going to go ahead and say it. Hey, Scott, I can't say for sure if awards are going to be live tonight. Matt, do you have any information on that?
I do not know. I
Okay.
mean, we could make them live, probably.
I would go out on a limb and say we are going to make them live.
Yeah.
Clyde has been doing like a marathon out here this weekend.
He needs to rest.
He's doing great with it, but he's had a lot on his plate, so I haven't gotten with him on that question. So we will find out and let you guys know. I know everyone's always curious and eager to see.
Yes.
As the season winds down, it's over for the whole year. You want to see how things shook out, so I don't blame you.
Again, you can see him getting the flags already, getting stuff moved around, getting the course all set for the big bouncers. Some of the 4,400 guys, I see Ryan Rockhold driving by. Some of the 4,400 guys getting their tires changed and getting the vehicles off course. It was a pretty gnarly course out there. I've seen quite a few tire changes going on. I think half the Can-Am guys had a tire change going on simultaneously yesterday when I was watching. So,
if you guys are just joining us, I hope you've remembered to be on the Rock Racing TV page so that Matt and I can see your comments and answer your questions.
again, you can see quite a few of our course workers down there. You can see, literally, we have spectators still pouring in to the area down there.
Ashley Callahan says she's watching from the tree stand here in Kentucky.
That's awesome.
Nice.
She's got her headphones in.
I was saying, I hope you got some headphones. Otherwise,
Yeah.
I don't know how much action you're going to see out there. Is it raining by you, Ashley, or what's your weather like? I hope you guys have been able to catch most of the racing action here in the past 3 days at Disney, Oklahoma for Legends of the Fall. Not only was it the National Rock Racing Association Finals, which, of course, is what you've gotten to see and hear Matt and I talking about for the last few days, but it was Ultra 4 Finals, Mid-America Short Course, and Pit Bike Series Finals. Plus, they did some fun stuff last night in the town of Disney here. They had a trunk or treat, and then they had a buggy decorating contest or vehicle decorating contest, and we had all our UTVs and bouncers or those that participated lined up down there, decorated and giving out candy to the kids. There was a kids costume contest, which I am a little partial, but Collier Hoback had the cutest little rock bouncer. Justin made a little rock bouncer out of tube that Collier could wear and look like he was a little rock bouncer driver.
Which was probably the cutest costume I saw.
It was adorable, and I think if he had been up on the stage where everyone could see him, he would have won that costume contest.
Oh, yeah. It was super cute. I definitely took a picture of him. I seen a little guy who had made a cardboard cutout over his wagon, and he had clearly done it himself, and it said Gravedigger, and he colored some flame.
Oh, I didn't even see that one.
It was super cute.
But there were some really creative costumes last night, for sure. Cute and creative. One had probably like a 14-year-old had a tie Beanie Baby looking. He had like a onesie on, and then the red heart tie tag on the ear, so he looked like a little Beanie Baby.
Again, you can see that's our course right there. At the top of it, again, you can see that massive ledge that's sitting there. It's going to be very, very interesting to see how it goes. Again, you can see all the drivers down there getting off the course, making sure the course is clear.
Merrill Hutchinson, we've got about 8 or so bouncer drivers, and then we had 7 in our UTV class that we just completed.
Again, it's going to be interesting to see that big course behind us. You can see all of the UTVs literally, and we still have guys pouring in as all the Ultra 4 drivers get back, park all their junk that they've wrecked and tore up all day, bashed against rocks, get all the service trucks back there, get all the spare tires back there, unload tools and parts. They're making their way down to kind of watch us. Again, they have an awards banquet tonight. We have an awards banquet tonight. Again, all while short course is going on Taylor that normally runs production for us is down with doing short course right now with our production trailer at Mid-America. So kind of crazy to see all the different action going on this weekend. So I'm sure everyone will sleep very, very good in the next few days.
I unpacked all the trophies earlier and got a good look at them, and it's some good-looking hardware, guys.
Yes.
It's nice.
That season trophy is super light.
They're pretty good looking, so we're definitely going to have fun giving those out tonight once we wrap up down here. We are getting the course finished and squared away for the bouncers. We did complete the RCV Axle UTV Cup class for the year. They're done.
Yes.
That was number 4 for the weekend for them, 4th course. So we had, what did I say earlier, 6, 7 of them that hung in there with us up to this point.
It was slowly whittling down over the weekend.
Yeah. They were dropping like flies for a while there. After
I'll say where we stayed at, our camper area.
Over by Viagra. I don't even know what they call the spot that the Cup class was racing on. Was there a name for that?
Just that whole loop over there by Blue, kind of edge on the edge of Blue.
Still learning my way around out here. I only got lost trying to get to the campground one time, though.
Yeah.
I figured it out since then.
Yeah.
So
Not bad,
and I got
not bad.
here. Yeah, and I got back and forth the other day. So, I'm slowly figuring it out. But it is a beautiful park out here. It is fun to be on some different terrain than we're normally on, with the rocks, and then not only the rocky riverbed, but then, of course, the real steep stuff like Viagra, and then this Nasty Girl, which is 5 times longer. What would you say?
It's gnarly.
Viagra.
Yeah. I would
Interesting
say,
names out here, this park too. But actually, funny story, Nasty Girl got the name because Stephen Woolsey driving Showgirl was the first one up it. I don't know how many years ago that was. Probably at least like 8.
Yeah.
8 or 9. If it was Stephen Woolsey, it's been quite a while since we've seen him out here. But and then we saw Showgirl. Adam Ringer raced Showgirl up until last season, I guess.
Yeah.
And then I think that Randall's got her now. But
really?
So she's still in circulation.
Yes.
Showgirl is probably the oldest rock bouncer out there. I don't know between Sucker Punch and Showgirl.
I would say
probably still Showgirl.
Showgirl, yeah.
Yeah. So
that's been around for a while.
Yeah.
That boogie's been around for a while.
So there's a little fun fact for you about this hill out here. It actually has nothing to do with Viagra and Cialis over there.
This is more bouncer area over here. That's more crawler stuff. Again, it was kind of neat where we were camped at this weekend. All the campers and a good chunk of the Southern Rock Racing Series, National Rock Racing Association guys were all parked next to each other. The amount of thrashing that was done to repairs this weekend in our alleyway was impressive. I think everybody was working or doing some maintenance stuff, making some adjustments this weekend, checking tire pressures, checking fuel, and then right around the corner for our camp, Timmy and Brandon, Daniel Heckley, Jay Storch were all parked right on the corner with their backed in all their toter homes there. So super neat to see. And again, we're going to kick off here shortly with bouncers. Last race of the season, literally the last course of the season. So
last hill, and for all you hardcore hill killing fans out there. It feels like some old school hill killing.
It is. It absolutely is.
The only thing that would make it truly more of a traditional hill kill is if we were lined up on the sides of the hill, hiding behind trees to watch it.
Dodging rocks. Like, yeah. Like, we don't need cameras. We'll just climb in the hill and watch it. Yeah. It's again, interesting. There are a lot of trees on lining the sides, but there is none literally from the bottom all the way to the top. So several drivers are like, well, if you roll, do you roll all the way down, or do you just land upside down and just slide on your cage? Neither one would be real fun.
Yeah, I think I'd prefer the slide.
But it just takes so long. You'd be like you would just keep going forever because it's such a long course. And again, that's
how about you just stay on all fours so you don't have to worry
fingers
about that?
crossed.
Or aim for a tree. If you're going to roll over, make sure you
Yes.
turn a little bit.
Yeah.
Don't just come straight back down.
I was talking to Jack what his game plan was, and he's like, I don't even know if I'm going to hit it. He's like, I don't want to tear the buggy up. It's still together. Got my new transmission work great. Motor's running strong. So he's like,
He has put a lot of work into Veno
Dude,
all season long.
A
And
ton.
then he came out and just tore up the course yesterday over in the grand staircase.
Yes.
Something about stairs.
Had a
over
smoking
there.
time. Smoking
He
time.
did, and I mean, he drove it really well, and that's the Jack that we know and love, and
Yes.
the Venom that we know and love when they can just come together in harmony.
Yes.
It's a good thing. But he did say he broke his stub shaft, and then that broke the whole end of the spindle off. And
Really?
so he was over there fixing
Oh, okay.
I think he had it fixed by today.
Okay.
I think he did it yesterday, but he thinks he might have just even broken it Thursday night. And
Maybe.
then it finally let loose
Finished off
yesterday.
here. Yeah,
But-
it was pretty hard. He had a good landing on the second course. He rolled over and had a pretty good landing. So hard telling when he broke it. Again, and he even said something that night about, well, he goes, somebody said I might have broke something, which, again, so much is happening so fast. It's like, was the tire really turning? Was it not turning? So interesting to see Jack. Again, so glad to see him get out there and thrash on that buggy for the first course and the third course. So it's a lot of fun being out here and just having a good time on the course. Again, a lot of racers came out. We really appreciate those guys. I've seen a lot of spectators with buggies. I was trying to coax them into coming out and be like, hey, you know what? We got a course left. You guys want to come race with us? And they're like, no, we're good. We've seen the course. We're good. we're okay. Most of the wives are like, he doesn't need to break it. It's okay. So he's like, no, I like it. So again, it's a lot of fun. You can see, again, the massive amount of side-by-sides behind us pouring in for this event. We still have some trickling in still from the
they keep coming.
all the Ultra 4 racers that are getting back to camp, getting everything put away, and heading on down here before they hit the awards banquet. So
Yep, and I think they've got the short course going on at Mid-America
yes,
right now.
Yes.
So yeah, there's it's not over yet, guys.
Yes.
Even though we're winding down, we're getting towards the Saturday evening, but and then there's going to be a whole lot of celebrating and everything going on after the awards too.
Oh yeah, yeah. I'm sure we'll get
Lots of good stuff.
pretty ornery with it tonight as well. Again, Ultra 4 has their award ceremony. We have our award ceremony. So I think theirs kicked off at about 4:30. It looks like it's getting close to their time.
Speaking of awards, Zach said, "Good luck. Glad I don't have to do it." Zach, where'd you go?
Zach,
Did you leave us? It has seemed oddly quiet out here.
it has.
There's no loud, obnoxious voice on the loudspeakers right now. No, he's just doing it over the
Yes,
over
yes.
the comments.
Which we
instead.
appreciate either way. John Campbell tuning in with us. What's up, buddy?
Good old Zach.
He races the Zach buggy. He races the Taz buggy. Again, that Campbell family gets out and does quite a bit of racing. That Big John race team.
Shelby St. Clair apparently got to hang out with you a little bit today, Matt.
Yeah.
I miss Bree. Yes, I'm sorry I didn't see you either. We didn't cross paths this time, or yet anyway, Shelby. But sounds like you said you had fun racing 4800.
It was a blast.
For as long as it lasted anyway. So.
All right.
Oh, Zach is already headed home. That's cheating, Zach. Sounds like we are just about ready to get things going for the Branik Motorsports Bouncer Cup. We've got 8 or so. I don't know if Jack's racing for sure, but we've got about 8 bouncers about to hit this hill. They each have a 7-minute time limit. So if they all max that out, that'll put us around an hour. But I mean, I don't even know what kind of expectations to have right now of what's about to happen on Nasty Girl on this hill behind us.
We'll see. It's going to be interesting, I think. So.
How you feeling, Matt?
Yeah, we'll see. I don't want to think about it too much until I hit the hill. So.
Yeah. Probably for the best.
Yeah. Good times.
You had your Mountain Dew today?
Not yet. So we'll figure.
That might be part of the problem.
We'll save the party for after we get done with the course. Again, I have one left. So
you're gonna do great.
Yeah.
And you can say that you raced the entire season. Are there Any hills? You made it to every race.
Yes.
You raced every race.
Yes.
Are there any hills that you did not hit?
The last hill at Dyersburg, we broke.
Yeah.
So that's one I'd like to hit. I love that big long ledge. It's a lot of fun. I broke a transmission in half, like for the second time this season.
Yeah,
so.
but say a hill or two out of the entire season that you have committed to and raced
doing
at,
a full season
you're going to make it all the way through to the end here.
Yeah, doing a full season is kind of crazy. Again, whether I love this. I'm pro NRRA with Ultra 4 the same way, short course. Doing a full season is a big commitment financially, time-wise. We have a ton of drivers who do it and literally follow us across the nation. It's super neat to see, and we appreciate all those guys and the camaraderie. I was talking a little bit about, the other night I was up here with Speed Sport, and we were watching a replay of Timmy racing after he zooms through, and like literally 8 racers that he's racing against, guys who want to beat him, like sprint into his vehicle, and they're all screaming, "Go back, go back, go back!" And at first he said they thought they were joking, and he looked at their faces and were like, they were not joking.
They were telling him that he missed a turn,
yes.
and it was going to be a DNF.
Yes. So again, looks like we're getting our bouncers lined up.
Looks like Kenneth Cozine is going to be the first on the line here.
We got Dan Carter down there getting him all situated. See our safety workers. I think that is Jack down there.
We've got
Jack Porter.
Jack Porter in that yellow vest. Shout out to Jack for being our last line of safety check at the starting line. We did a safety feature, or rather Speed Sport did, with Wade Good the other day. So I hope you guys are able to catch that at some point, and it just highlighted
right, they're counting them down.
What we are required for, or what our drivers are required to have in order to race in this sport. And when you look at the hill that they're about to hit, you realize exactly how important every one of those safety elements is.
That is cold, cold, cold. Go, baby, go, baby, go. Again, you can see how long
Kenneth.
and tall that hill really is. Right there's that ledge we're talking about.
Oh! I can't watch.
Again, I know you guys can see that ledge right there. He's going to have to back all the way down that hill. You have to have 100%
oh my gosh,
momentum.
Matt, look how flat it looks.
Yes, it does
What?
not. Yes.
This hill looks like nothing.
Yes, I promise you.
Everybody out there right now, listen to us when we tell you this is a steep hill. I'm disappointed in what it looks like on camera. All right, so you're going to have to take our word for it.
They're backing him up. That's Justin Wills and his crew down there helping get him backed up, getting him as much running room as possible. Again, it's super neat to see drivers helping other drivers.
Zach, you just take your orneriness back home with you, all right? Leave it off the live feed. All right, Kenneth. Second run.
Again, right there, you can see the big ledge he's hitting. Again, we're trying to keep it.
Does he have it?
Out the top, I think he is.
What? Oh! No.
Oh.
That's out the bottom.
Okay, he's on all fours.
He's facing the right way, and he's on all fours. We'll take it.
You can hear him, and I saw the tree move. I thought he had made it out the top on that left-hand side. It must have hooked him, and it definitely looks like he has a flat tire, maybe a broken shock on that front right-hand corner. Again, you can see a few drivers running over to tell him, hey, checking to make sure the buggy's okay, looking to see if there's anything that he did break.
Checking on him, too, of course.
Checking on him, of course. And then, again, you can see a bunch of drivers and course workers making sure he's okay as well as the buggy's okay.
Clyde, can we do any in-cab video if possible? Copy.
Again, everybody getting him checked out, making sure he's okay, making sure the buggy's okay. Again, he may have a flat back tire as well.
Yeah, he does his back left. Thank you, Zach, for the confirmation that this is not an accurate representation of how steep this hill is.
Again, there's Kenneth Cozine climbing out. That is Bad Donkey. You hear the crowd give him a round of applause.
All right, guys, we're going to give them a couple minutes to get him cleared off the course. Matt Taylor passed along that Bill said, you got to be dedicated.
Yeah.
Hit that hill. You
Yes.
got this.
There we go. Again, we're watching as they're getting that recovery done. Again, may have broke something in the front end. You can kind of see the front end. I'm not sure, a shock or a bypass,
Yep.
something on that front, and it looks like he also had a front tire. They went ahead and helped him out. I'm sure probably knocked the wind out of him. Again, that was a pretty hard rollover and slap down. Luckily, landed all four tires, was able to get the buggy back down. Again, it doesn't really give justice how steep that hill is. One of the camera pans sideways earlier showed how steep it is. And again, once you get here, you see it. Never really does justice for us as well. Appreciate everybody on the live feed tuning in. Mama Bynum jumping in there.
Man, I wish we had that in-cab video
Yes.
this time around. We had our first taste of it at Bikini Bottoms, and we do know that it is possible.
Yes.
Now it's just a matter of having the equipment and the
Yes.
manpower in the right place at the right time, and we don't have it right now. But
It's pretty crazy.
we're going to work on
again.
that for next season.
Just looking up at the sky while you're driving full tilt, it's
Trees,
and
sky,
I've
ground.
luckily the cool part, like Dyersburg, you have that big hill, you ramp up in the air. I've posted that video footage before, and my friends always like, "This is crazy. You're launching in the air, and all you can see is blue sky, and then you land. Like, how do you know where you're landing?" I'm like, "Well, you kind of have a good idea, but you really don't. You just kind of look at landmarks next to you and kind of figure it out, you know."
It's definitely a little discombobulating
It
anytime
is.
you roll over or even just hit hard, and you're trying to take stock. Wait, which tree?
Yes.
Like where am I?
And then when your plan doesn't go according to plan, like how do you kind of recap? Again, Wade with that skinny pedal award last week. A heck of a monster truck driver last week. That was very impressive.
He definitely earned that one, and I think he had far and away the most votes, which you definitely should have how it should have been.
It was pretty insane to see.
If you guys missed that, it was at Bikini Bottoms, I think 2 weeks ago, our last race at Bikini Bottoms in Dyersburg, Tennessee. And so you'll have to go back and either you can watch the Skinny Pedal highlight reel, which we played for you a couple times what's today? On Thursday and Friday.
Yeah.
And we're not in our trailer right now to play all the goodies for you guys, all the fun stuff. But we'll make sure that we can post that. And I have my personal project that I gave to Nick Mott, which I don't know if he appreciated it or not, but I did request that we have a 2022 Skinny Pedal highlight reel made from the whole year of all of our nominees, not just the winners, because there were some pretty wild moments from this season. So once we get that put together, hopefully we'll have that up for you guys in the near future. We know everybody likes to watch the carnage.
Oh, yeah. It's a good time. Again, great shot to the production trailer there. Again, all the side-by-sides and bouncers. You can see my bouncer, the teal one in the middle of the screen. I'll be hopping in that here shortly and racing down there to hit the hill. Again, we've had one driver, Kenneth Cozine, in the big bouncer class to run through it, so that's pretty awesome.
We have a question about if UTV Bounty is going to be hitting this Nasty Girl Hill as well. No, we are only running our cup classes. Everybody else is done for the season. Today is just UTV Cup and Bouncer Cup, and we finished our RCV Axle UTV Cup class already, so they're done for the season. Now we ran them before the Bouncers. Our top 3 times were Tim Cameron, Nathan King, and Madison King.
The Kings put it on there.
They sure did. Madison won for UTV Bounty this weekend, I heard.
That is awesome.
Yeah.
That is super neat. Again, it was also super cool to see DC Thompson out there in two-wheel drive low, just crushing the course, having a good time with it.
Yep.
Trying to get those points for the season.
There's definitely a shift in mindset when you come to the last race of the year and the last day and the last hill.
Yes.
All of a sudden, everything's on the line in a way that it's hard to do earlier in the season, when you're thinking about conserving parts and everything else. So look at that crowd we have out here today. Man, they're standing in the water, in the rain.
You can kind of see
We've
there
got
how
a
steep that
hardcore
hill
group
is.
of spectators.
Yeah. Looks like they're all getting stuff checked out. You see Timmy in his little green race suit down there. Our course workers. Big group of guys out there having fun, watching some racing. You can see off to the far right that race line starting banner. I'm going to say that's Brandon Davis. Looks like an IFS front end on that buggy down there in the starting gate. I think Brandon Davis might be our next racer coming up. Again, You can see him getting Kenneth Cozine's buggy out of the way. Kind of interesting, again, for Brandon to be sitting in the starting gate watching Kenneth Cozine come tumbling down that hill. Again, does that change Brandon's race plan, or do you guys think that he'll stay with the same plan, again, make some adjustments? There's not much you can do on the bottom two-thirds of that. You can just go and try to go as quick as possible.
Straight for the top. You know, Zach made the remark that it could have been worse, and at least Kenneth was able. We don't know what happened exactly at the top of the hill, but he pivoted.
Yes.
And was able to come back facing down the hill and on all four tires. And if you're going to roll on a hill this steep and this long, that's exactly how you want it to go.
Randy said, "Hey Matt, get a hot dog and send it." Randy was our hot dog operator for last several years. Him and his wife came, and usually.
Oh, Randy, Matt, there are no hot dogs out here for poor Matt.
They came and set up their hot dog cart.
We feel your absence.
Next to our production trailer, and fed lots and lots of spectators as well as the staff. So we appreciate them a bunch. They take excellent care of us. So I see you got some snacky snacks over there.
Don't call me out on my snacks, Matt.
Bree's over there just uploading some snacky snacks.
Uploading.
Like we're over there just like, I'm ready to party here.
Listen, this is like lunch and dinner.
Yeah.
Way to call me out, Matt.
Hey. Justin Wills brought up some nachos I had part of earlier.
Saw that. I didn't see you offer me any.
He didn't have good. Here's some crowd cheering down there.
Hey, I just heard clock is hot.
Uh-oh. There we go. Brandon Davis sitting in that starting gate. That Menace buggy, IFS, independent front suspension.
Our second contender here on the hill called Nasty Girl.
And he is the only independent front suspension rock bouncer currently racing with us.
We're going to see if Zach's
took his time through
prediction.
that water. Again, a lot of guys have made some foil around their air filter, made some brackets that way they didn't get their air filter wet, have issues. Go, baby, go, baby, go. Again, he's going to try to stay to that far right side.
All right, so Brandon did go right.
Uh-oh.
I think he made it.
He's out the top.
Out.
Woo!
25.943. So much for that 7-minute time limit that we gave these guys. Okay, safe to say, Matt, the right line is it.
Yes.
Kenneth did try and go to the left.
Yes.
The drivers were talking about how you had either option at the top of the hill. It's hard to see from the bottom, but in the drivers' meeting they were asking about that and making sure either option was available. It is. Clearly it's the right one, Matt.
Yes. Again.
Stick to the right.
Lots of horsepower, lots of momentum. He sent it. It went well. We'll see some of the guys. Ooh, I see a black buggy pulling up there.
You think this is going to be a real good run?
A real good time.
A real good run on this
A
hill?
real good time.
Yeah.
See Kenneth Cozine there jogging down for his good buddy.
Wade Good and Misfit pulling up to the starting gate now.
Trying to get them all strapped in. And there's Brandon Davis coming right back down.
Look at him. He's excited.
He is a
That would
happy,
be too
happy
if I just
man.
ran this hill in 25 seconds.
Yes, he is stoked. Again, Wade, we were talking a little bit ago right before the Ultra 4 guys finished, and I was like, oh, you excited? He said, yeah, I guess. I said, yes? He goes, well, I've never seen the hill. I'm like, okay. I said, well, there's a lip at the top. That's the only. I said, it's just a long hill, steep hill, but there's a little bit of a lip at the top. So that'll be interesting for it, but.
All right, guys. Brandon just set the bar pretty high with a really smooth run up Nasty Girl. After we saw Kenneth's first tumble,
yes.
Kenneth was our first driver out the gate. If you missed it, he had a rollover, but ended up not being so bad coming back down the hill. But I had my doubts, but then Brandon just went and did what he did, 25 seconds straight up and to the right. Let's see what Wade does now.
Ooh. Getting a little squirrely there. He's going to need all the momentum possible. Again, trying to ride that right
Is
line.
he going to the left?
I think he's past the ledge. There he goes, trying to let it eat.
He's definitely on the left side, though.
And he's out the top.
Nice.
Woo!
That was a 2.7.091 for Wade Good.
Again, hanging there right there with that Brandon Davis time. Again, that was the second driver we had to climb it.
Why do they always do this to us, Matt? We talk these courses up
Yeah.
like they're some big, bad, terrible obstacle, and then these guys just come out and make them look easy. Come on now.
And look at Wade, just coming right back down it. No big deal. It's all good. He is a happy, happy man. Again, he had second place locked up already and still chose to come right back down.
That, did he complete our first, third, and fourth course, and then the second was an attempt for him this weekend, right?
The first course he broke on. The second one is he attempted.
And then
Yes.
he finished yesterday and today.
Wow,
so.
look at that shot. Again, you can see a bunch of the area that the Ultra 4 guys are racing on today. Up there in the bottoms. Beautiful fall colors. Down here in Disney, Oklahoma.
You know, even though we had some showers, and which I think is pretty much stopped now, we have been blessed with some beautiful weather the last
Really
couple
have.
days. Just the perfect fall temperatures out here in Oklahoma. You can see that foliage on the hillside there. We are loving it. It's a great time, great place to go out for the season here with the NRRA. Thank you guys for watching Hillside Live. I'm Bree. I've got Matt in here with me as always. We have had a wonderful time bringing you the live show all season long. We've got a couple bouncers still to go. Hey, Catherine, you know, she says we need better camera coverage. I know it's hard to see the top of the hill, but I just want everyone to remember our pre-drone days.
Yes.
When we had to just line up cameras as far as they would stretch and hope for the best. So, man, having this drone footage is awesome. It has definitely changed our live feed for the better, and I don't think we can ever go back to not having it. So, yeah, I know it's a little hard to see the top of the hill. There's a lot of trees, but, hey, this is still some pretty awesome footage that we're able to bring to you guys today, so I'll take it.
And this is Mr. Radcliffe pulling through there.
Trent Radcliffe and Sucker Punch, our youngest driver out here, giving it all he's got on this hill right now.
Get up there. Come on, come on.
Stay in it, Trent.
See
Stay
how big
in
that
it.
ledge is?
Oh, he didn't stay in it.
Oh, no. Don't slide down.
Okay, there's the slide that Matt was talking
about
earlier.
We talked about sliding literally all the way down this hill. Okay, it came to a stop. Okay, good. Again, we were hoping these would become a stop now. Obviously, here's the problem.
Matt,
he's 3/4 of the way up the hill for recovery.
You know what's really crazy? This is the second time we have seen Trent roll over, slide on his lid, and stop in the middle of the hill.
Yes.
Do you remember Rush Springs Ranch?
Yes.
Yeah. This is the second time Trent's been in this position in the
luckily,
last month and
both
a half.
times he stopped at a very pivotal point on the course.
He's gotten pretty lucky, I'm going to say that.
He has. Again, you can see the course workers checking him out. He's talking to him.
Probably telling him to stay in there.
Yes, just
sure.
say, hey, buddy, take 5.
Don't move.
Yes.
It looks like an RC car on the side of the hill
really
right
does.
now. It's like
Again,
a toy.
with the trees and the drone footage, if you didn't see a course worker, you'd be like, oh, that's a cool RC picture. That'd be neat for Instagram.
All right, Zach's throwing out some predictions, guys. He says Brandon has the best buggy. Timmy, then Daniel Heckley next in that order. Timmy has better throttle control. What do you guys think?
I don't know. I would say Timmy and then Brandon, because his new chassis is designed more like a trophy truck where you can really get a lot of momentum and kind of jump that ledge, where Brandon's going to soak it up a little more. I would say those two. I would flip those two, and then probably Daniel next.
What do you think about Justin? Justin, he's going to be in that lineup.
I know my boy Justin is going to just get it.
So I'll give you guys a rundown of the bouncers that we have left. We've had 4 have a go so far on this hill called Nasty Girl here in Disney, Oklahoma. Kenneth Cozine and Trent Radcliffe were both DNFs. They did roll over. You see Trent right there being recovered off the hill. And then we've got Brandon Davis with a 25.9 and Wade Good with a 27.0.
Again, you can see the course worker sliding down that like 4-foot ledge right there.
Is that Cooper? Surely not. I don't know how he got up there that fast if it is.
Again, you can see right at the top of your screen, there's literally like a 4-foot ledge they have to climb.
Derek says TC did it in 14 seconds at Big Meats run, but they started directly at the bottom. So
I think they give him a little water to kind of help,
we had to make it just a little. We had to change up a little bit. Couldn't make it exactly the same. Zach, you're probably not wrong, but it looks like we've got some very capable recovery folks out on the hill. We're going to let them do their thing. I'm sure Trent is appreciative as well.
He's probably like, hey guys, can I get some snacks?
Trent's a good kid. He's very
great.
eager. He's 17 and great kid. That is Cooper, isn't it?
Yes.
Get up there.
He does great at recovery. He's like, oh, help. Are you okay, boy?
Cooper's another youngin' that's out there. But Trent, so I had an idea for some social media content that I needed the drivers to help me with.
Yep.
Matt, I told you about it, and I asked a handful of drivers, and the first mistake I made was I went to some of our older drivers, right? And they don't really have time to come up with some of the questions and the content that I was asking them for. So then I was like, why am I doing this? I need to go to our teenagers. They're gonna jump all over this.
Yes.
Trent already he came up to me today. I told him about it last night. He said I completed my assignment. And he gave me the information I had asked for already. So he's very eager. He's always high energy and just he's happy. He's happy to be here. He's a fun kid to be around. And this was his first full season racing Sucker Punch. He did race at Bikini Bottoms last year. Was his first race in it. So this buggy has actually been around. You might have heard Matt and I talking about comparing it and Showgirl earlier in the race, but Sucker Punch has been around for what, 9 years?
Quite a while.
10 maybe. Definitely one of the older buggies that is still in the game now, and we hadn't seen it in a while. LC Collins owned it and used to race it, and it's actually featured in the 4x4 Nation Women in Wheeling calendar.
Little throwback there.
A little fun fact for you. I don't even know where all my calendars are. I'd have to dig them out of some plastic tub in the attic somewhere probably. Does anybody else watching out there know what I'm talking about? Do you have a 4x4 Nation Women in Wheeling calendar? That was a fun photo shoot that we did that day. But yeah, so Sucker Punch is featured in that calendar back in the day. We hadn't seen it in a while, so it's been fun to have Trent come out here. Trent raced in our UTV classes for a few seasons with us, and then kind of stepped up he graduated, if you will, to the bouncer class this year. So definitely been fun to see him. He's working on some of the kinks and working on some of that seat time and then control. Ooh, do we have?
Yes, they're going to cut. This is a replay of Trent. Again, this is Trent Radcliffe, who's currently they're getting ready to do a recovery. Again, making quick work. You can see him slowing down as he progresses up the hill. Again, trying to carry as much possible momentum right there, hitting that lip, and it kind of tosses you to the left and just got just a little bit too tipsy, rolled over, slid down. Again, there's lots of rock. It's very loose. You can see kind of how much debris is in that valley. And again, just trying to get through that valley. It got looks like a recovery winch line hooked up down there. Again, you can see some of the course workers, some of the racers and staff down there at the bottom of the hill.
Oh, Keith, we wish you were here to help, too.
I was just going to say, Keith jumping in there. Keith Toolman is our normal recovery guy. He is a rock star. He has tools and parts for us. He does recovery. Again, awesome guy. Helps us out in tons of ways. We love Keith. The racers who break a lot also love Keith. You don't want to break, but when you do, you want Keith there because he has about every tool and part you need. Like, hey, you going to weld it back together?
Well, he's not Keith Toolman for nothing.
Yeah. Okay.
There's Trent right there.
And Trent's out there going, hey.
Surveying the damage.
I can hear him now. I almost made it right there. I was so close.
That's pretty much what he'd be saying right now.
Which is exactly what I'd be saying. I'd be the same game. Be like, I almost had it. I was so close.
And, to be the youngest one in out here today anyway for our bouncer drivers, and to look at this hill and it being his first season even in the bouncer class. Now we got Cooper up there.
Yes, Cooper's like.
I love the energy though. Being around all the Kings and we've got Cooper and Spencer Grindstaff and Trent and just kind of they're not our youth class, but they're on the younger side for our other classes, and they've always got so much energy, and they're just fun to be around. So they definitely bring that to their driving style as well. Cooper has actually done really well for himself in the UTV Bounty class this season. Derek wants to know how you're feeling about this one, Matt.
You know, it's a great day to be out here at Disney, Oklahoma. We're excited to be at this park. They've had some great races.
Like a politician right now.
There's some great races. The courses, the weather have been amazing.
Actually, you speak better than a lot of our politicians right now, Matt.
No kidding. I'll tell you, flat out, I don't think that's going to work. Okay, I'll be honest. How do I feel about this course? I don't want to think about it right now, so I'm kind of in denial. We're just looking at the scenery and watching the racing,
do you guys have any words of wisdom for him?
We've had 2 DNFs and 2 finishers, so it's kind of at this point
50-50
50-50 shot, like flip of a coin.
All right, we still have Tim Cameron, Jay Swords, Daniel Heckley, Justin Wills, and I'm not sure on Jack Porter's status.
I seen him with a
then
safety
Max.
vest, so my guess is
I'm thinking he's not, since he's down helping out the starting line. I thought he was going to earlier when he was talking about it, but he might have changed his mind since then.
Yes.
Finally got Venom in one piece and running right. I don't blame him.
Yeah. And if you're not going to make it, there's no point in trashing. Again, if he has a broken axle, there's no point in trashing yourself.
Ryan said pray.
Yes, close your eyes and pray.
Words of wisdom.
You know what?
Pray.
That's about all you can do. There's some times.
Yeah, leave it at that. One word, that's pretty much as simple as it gets.
Again, going back to DC Thompson at Hollerwood a few years ago, where he was the only person, side-by-sides and big bouncers, to climb a course. He just kind of, when he backed up and he looked at us and he started cinching down his shoulder straps, I was like, if DC is cinching in,
get ready,
this
guys.
is about to be awesome. It's going to be either an epic finish or a violent rollover. Again, great shot there of all the side-by-sides down there parked, getting to watch the action. You can see those fall colors and the dam right behind us. Again, this is Disney, Oklahoma. Kind of home of Big Meets Run. They have a big event. Been going on here a while. I came about 2016, I think we came out here. Me and my brother Nate Holt and my dad and some buddies came out.
So we've been racing since Thursday out here for Legends of the Fall. We've got our NRRA finals, of course, going on, and also the Ultra 4 finals. And then just a short ways down the road at Mid-America, they had their short course and pit bike finals going on. So there has basically been something live to watch for the last 3 days straight, more or less. So I hope you guys have been able to tune in as much as possible and catch a lot of that racing action. If you've never seen an Ultra 4 race or a pit bike or a short course race, I mean, it's just an excellent opportunity to have everybody at one time all in one place and just be able to have lots of new content and hopefully create some new fans.
Yes.
That's what's so great about this, and we want to say thank you to the Robinette family at Mid-America for everything that they have done to take all these genres of off-road racing and kind of bring them all together just to promote off-road racing as a sport, but also to combine and expand all of our fan bases that you might be mostly just familiar with rock bouncing or mostly just Ultra 4, but now you've got an opportunity to become a new fan of a different side of the off-road racing world. So that's what's really cool about these kinds of events. I mean, at times there's a lot going on and you have to kind of split your attention and decide what you're going to watch and what time and what you can do. But I think that's the cool thing about it, is just not only combining but just growing and making new fans out of the ones that already know about maybe just one of these sports out here.
And I got to talk to Gayla a little bit late last night and give her a hug and just say, hey, thank you so much. This was awesome. After the Halloween party, we had all the cars lined on both sides of the street. Super awesome. The streets were literally packed. I went up and took some pictures. They were packed from literally.
It was. And then they had a concert, Casey Donahue last night. I talked a little earlier about the costume contest for the kids. They even had a dog costume contest. Did you see them up there?
I didn't, but I did see several guys who had a costume. One guy had a Chick-fil-A, and his dog had a Eat More Chicken sign on.
Yes,
white
there
dog,
was some
little
really
spots.
creative costumes.
Super cute. Again, just getting to talk to everybody. Most of the people I talked to last night, I was sitting by the bouncer for a while and shook hands and got to hang out with people and talk to them. Most of the people I talked to, we're like, yeah, we live down the street. We heard this is kind of cool. We came in and check it out. We're like, so what are these off-road things? These are big,
there you go.
like,
See,
cars.
new fans.
It was super neat. Talk to them, hang out.
We're roping them in. Look, there's a few guys right there that are having a good time out here this weekend.
Again, it was super neat just to hang out, talk to, some new spectators coming over and goof off and meet people. Some of the kids came by. We gave out some stickers and some hero cards. A lot of guys had candy on their buggies, so that was super cool.
The trunk or treat, rock bouncer, off-road vehicle style. They had the Ultra 4 cars. I talked to Paul Wolf a bit last night. Hadn't got to see much of him this season. Of course, he started out racing with our series couple seasons
Yes.
ago and transitioned to Ultra 4 this year. So I haven't seen as much of him, so it's good to catch up with him. And he's got a wrap on his Ultra 4 car that's Ghostbusters
Very
that they did
cool.
just for this weekend because
Yes.
D-Pat's helped him with that, and
Yeah.
they knew that they were going to be having that time downtown last night. So, I mean, look at they wrapped their car just to participate, you know,
Yes.
and have fun out here this weekend, not just to come and only race, but just to be part of everything else, just to help make the family-friendly atmosphere what it is. So that's just one small example of the racers, you know, being here not just for themselves, but for everybody else too. So.
Again, Tiffany Porter hopped in. She said Jack isn't racing. He doesn't want to try to spend the night getting a broken buggy into the enclosed trailer.
I don't blame
What
him.
I have done before, not real fun. Trying to winch it and jack it, put slides and put boards, or trying to put a floor jack
Yeah.
underneath it and try to get it wedged in there.
At Visions last year, we had to back
Oh, yeah.
the Avenger into the enclosed trailer
It was not
with the help of like a skid steer, pull it because there was no front tire at all. Like,
Like
the
whole
dad like
corner,
totaled the front
yeah.
end. Yeah, the front corner was crumpled.
It was a lot.
It was.
You broke everything.
And that wasn't at night, luckily, but it wasn't about 104 degrees in
Yes.
the middle of the day, and nobody. I'm telling you, if you want people to get cranky real
Yes.
fast,
Yes.
you try and fit a broken rock bouncer back into your enclosed trailer in the middle of the day in like July in
Yeah.
Oklahoma.
Yeah, your dad went for
But
a
we
pretty.
made it. We got it. Well, we had the 4-seat Razor in there too.
Yeah,
That's
oh,
why it was
yeah,
so tricky.
Yeah. Yeah, your dad went for a pretty wild ride that day.
He sure did. Yeah, that was rough.
Yeah,
But-
and it's so funny to like see pictures of him and your brother like online doing like, you know, very proper business stuff.
Yes.
Like, I think what would be great, like having, you know, dinner with, you know, having lunch with some other business guys. Like, so what are your hobbies? Like, oh, I play
Yeah.
golf. What's your hobbies? I race.
Exactly. So
I destroy a buggy.
It's like my dad's alter ego. He's a laid-back businessman. He's a financial advisor, you know, by day.
Yes.
And people expect a hobby like golfing, like you
Yes.
said. And then it's like, no, actually, I do something a little more fun than that. And
Thrash an off-road buggy.
he's got like this whole alter ego that comes out when he starts driving something,
And-
anything. I mean,
And is a very hard competitor.
boats, off-road vehicle,
Yes.
all kinds of off-road
Yes.
toys. If it's got a steering wheel and a motor. So, yep, that's what I grew up with, and I have to credit my dad with introducing me to the world of off-road racing because, hey, it might not have happened otherwise if he hadn't had those interests, definitely. So, yep, was got to give Dad props for that
Oh, yeah.
because otherwise I might not be here with you today, Matt.
I appreciate it. I'm glad you're here.
I think you have to give credit to your dad, too, because I've heard
I-
you say before,
Oh, yeah.
growing
Yeah.
up with him being, car salesman?
Yeah, so he owned a car dealership, and so
Oh.
we grew up around cars and trucks
All
and
kinds of
motorcycles.
motor
and
stuff.
anything that had wheels and or a motor, we would take out and play with and race. And we started doing go-karts like 2 and 3, 4-wheelers 3 and 4. And I started doing like motocross and like endurance stuff at like 9. 13 we were doing like competing in motocross. Around 14 we went to trucks and Jeeps, 15 somewhere in there. And I kind of never left the trucks, the Jeeps, and now we race, you know, rock bouncers.
And now you still race your Jeep sometimes.
Yeah, we
Is
still
it
race.
in America still?
It is. We brought funny story. We brought a trailers to take it home this time, so it's going to go back home. But we have Jeeps. I have a couple early Broncos we take out and do some off-roading with, do some trail riding with. Again, me and some buddies back home do hit the Midwest pretty hard. So next weekend's my brother's birthday, Nate Holt. So happy early birthday to him. We're going to
birthday, Nate.
head down to Hawk Pride, do some wheeling down there for his birthday. A bunch of guys
Classic. Are you going to RBD?
Probably. We'll see. Again, I got to look and see what weekend it is. I know it. Sometimes it falls near PRI show, which we end up going to Indianapolis Performance Racing Industry Show. It's a great way to kind of see some cooler products, hang out with some people I don't get to see too much. I know SEMA's going on this week, so a lot of guys were.
Oh, it's this week?
Yeah, Terry Madden was going to leave. He said, I've got to get out here, drop some stuff off, and then head to SEMA because I have some stuff going on there. So he had to hurry up and get out so he could get over to SEMA. So it was
Understandable.
I got to give him a ride down from Blue down here. He's like, I said something about heading this, and he goes, "Hey, do you have a vehicle?" I said, "Yeah." He said, "You want to ride the Rock Brothers?" He's like, "Yeah, let's do this." And he just kept like taking videos. He's like, "This is gnarly. This is radical." I said, "It's not an Ultra 4 car, okay? This is a little more
Hey,
rowdy."
I have a video from riding in Matt's Rock
Okay,
Bouncer, too.
okay.
I haven't posted it yet. I forgot about it, Matt.
That's awesome. High five.
I might get that back out.
Yeah, that's
Hey,
good.
Ryan said RBD is going to be awesome. I was going to ask who watching right now is planning to go to RBD. If you're not familiar with it, well, then what rock have you been under? If
Yes.
but I'm going to give him the benefit of the doubt. Maybe you're a new fan. Ricky V's birthday. There's 2 B's in there, so it always misses.
Yeah.
Ricky's birthday
Yeah.
is what RBD stands for, and it started out as like a get together, a
Wheelin'
ride,
party.
a party, a wheelin' party.
Yeah.
10 years ago.
Yeah,
I
a while
think,
ago.
Ish, and it's moved parks over the years, and he hosts it at Hawk Pride now. So that's usually right around. Actually, Ricky B and I have the same birthday.
Oh, really?
Yes.
Wow.
He's exactly 1 year older than me.
Really?
So, yep, November 28th.
Yeah.
That's our birthday. So it's always around that Thanksgiving weekend. So that's how you can always know, like when when you keep track of it, like when's Thanksgiving, and
Yeah, Clyde, I know
RBD's right around there.
Clyde usually takes some side-by-sides out and has some fun and just kind of has a good time hanging out in the woods.
I haven't been in a couple. We went right after we put the big block in the Avenger.
Yeah.
And maybe the year after that, and I think that's it. There's always so much going on. So in my family, my niece's birthday is the 24th of November, my brother's is the 26th, and mine's the 28th, and then you have Thanksgiving.
Yes.
All in there,
Yes.
either on or between all our birthdays. My grandma's birthday is 29th.
Yeah.
And we all live really close to each other, so we do a lot.
Yes.
We do everything together, all the holidays and birthdays and all that. So then trying to throw in like a weekend out wheeling as well, it gets to be a lot
A little
sometimes.
hectic.
So I haven't made it to RBD as much as you might think. But
So I know Clyde goes quite often and kind of goofs off and has some fun, and it's a great way for him to go. There's no production, there's no rock bouncing, there's no racing.
He needs a chance to just go and wheel and not have the
just
responsibility of running anything.
hang out and enjoy
That's
it,
for sure.
have a good time and relax, and he needs that too. So.
They went to Hot Springs.
Yes.
Last
2 weekends
week or
ago?
something.
Yeah, 2 weeks ago.
He
Last
doesn't
weekend.
slow down much, Clyde
No,
Bynum.
no. And then
Busy
summertime
guy.
and his off weekends, he goes and takes the jet skis and hits the lake, and they have a good time. Him and CJ, I've seen videos of him and CJ out there trying to do tricks. So
Yeah, CJ's out here this weekend too.
he is.
Yep.
I'm sure he'll be.
Got a whole crowd running around.
Yeah, we do. We have like the whole Bynum family out here. So getting good time.
All right, guys. I think they are still working on getting Trent recovered off the hill. I see a little flash of silver up there in the woods. He was in a really tricky spot. I don't envy the recovery people that were out there helping him. So he's like, what, 3/4 of the way up a really long, steep hill. I am glad he landed on his lid and didn't come back to the bottom, though. So he did that slide, the slide maneuver that Matt was. We're like, which is better, to just roll and come back down, or slide on your lid all the way? So
luckily he stopped.
So it worked out all right, and for Kenneth too, because Kenneth was our first bouncer on the hill. He did roll. He somehow managed to like pirouette at the top and land and come back facing downward and on all 4 tires. So we'll take it.
Again, was able to climb out of the buggy. We saw him, chasing Wade as Wade was getting ready to take off and run there. So, again, we know he's doing well. Again, Justin Holback is out here hanging out with us, doing some stuff. Again, going to be at our awards party here shortly. We got, looks like, what, six bouncers left, I think?
We've got Justin Wheels, Daniel Heckley, excuse me, whoa, that one snuck up on me. Jay Stortz, Matt Holt, and Tim Cameron.
All right, 5 of us left.
Still to go.
Last of the Mohicans.
The last contenders.
Again, this is our
Just
last
stay
course.
alive. I'll find you.
Yes.
There you go.
We got the last course of the year. Again, this is our final finale of our racing series.
All the finals and things are happening right now.
Again, after that, we'll be done. We'll head over to the awards banquet. We got a little break to get all our junk put back on the trailer, in the trailer, get a shower, all that good stuff.
Oh, you're going to...
Well, it depends how dirty I get at the bottom of the hill. We'll see. See if we get that done for our awards party. So, again, Ultra Force up there.
Trophies, Matt.
I know, we do. We have a lot of trophies to get to.
I just want you guys to know that the cup trophies are really heavy.
They are. They're huge. Huge.
And unwieldy.
Yes.
And I really hope the base was supposed to separate from the top of the silver one, because
is.
if it didn't before, it does now, okay?
There's a bearing so it pivots around. You can rotate it because with the names.
It was not easy to get into the back seat of the Razor. I'm just going to say that.
You put in the Razor?
By myself. Yeah.
That's
I had to go
awesome.
get it. Clyde's
it's like 2 foot by 2 foot by like 3.5 foot tall. It's not a small trophy.
It's all made out of metal.
Yes.
It's heavy and it's bulky, and it snagged my jeans, and it got grease all over me. So I just want everyone to appreciate the effort that I went through to make sure that our winner can get their cup trophies tonight.
As well as we have a whole fleet of trophies.
They're worth it, though. They're really cool
for the drivers for different classes. Again, we have like 37 trophies to give away this weekend.
All of our usual style of trophies. We have all of our weekend winners, so everybody from the last few days of racing will get their award, and then we have the cup trophies, which if you haven't seen them before, like Matt said, they're tall metal cup style, and then they have each driver's name on them.
Yeah.
So each winner from each year, they get to add their name,
which is
onto the side
super
of
neat.
the trophy. Yeah, so they're really cool. I wouldn't recommend trying to load them into the racing by yourself. But other than that, yeah, it's definitely cool. Going to be fun to give away.
Yeah.
We'll be posting some pictures later. We might be live too. We don't know for sure yet, so we can't make that promise. But one way or another, you guys will get to see it. And I know some drivers, they're going to be pretty happy tonight, standing up on that stage on the podium.
I know Taylor's still down with our production trailer at Mid-America doing short course stuff. So again, they're wrapping their stuff up as well tonight. Their finale is for the season as well. So they have some other cool stuff going on. Again, I'm sure their awards will be happening as well tonight. So, again, we'll try to keep you guys abroad of most of our stuff.
You heading home in the morning?
Probably. We'll probably load up in the morning and head home at some point. We got about an 8.5 hour, 9 hour drive to head back to Illinois. So, a little bit longer, but it's not too bad.
Shorter than mine if it makes you feel better.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Did you bring your car here or did you ride with the crew?
I rode with the Hovacks.
Okay.
It's a solid 10 hours, but that's if you don't stop and you're not in an RV. So I think it was about 13 that we were in the RV total on the way here. But, hey, I'll take riding in an RV over driving by myself for 10 hours any day. So I do want to give a shout out and say thank you to the Hovacks, to Haley and Justin, for letting me ride with them to many of our races this year, as well as stay with them in their RV instead of having to leave and find hotels, which is not always easy when you're in the middle of nowhere out these parks. So definitely thank you to them for hosting me in the RV and traveling this year. And you guys remember to keep Justin in your prayers too. If you didn't know, he did have an accident during the race Thursday night in the stock class in his 4-seater and fractured his L1 vertebrae. He did get released from the hospital today, and we saw him and Haley drive by earlier. So he's here watching, and we're definitely thankful for that. But yeah, you guys keep him in your prayers because he's still got a lot of recovery to go for that. So.
But I was super happy to see him out here. He drove by and give us a wave, and we appreciate that. So again, we appreciate him and all he does for our series. He helps out with tons of stuff with the RC class. Basically helps run our youth class as well.
He and Colton both. I know Colton was out running the RC race today.
Yes.
And then they had Thursday or Friday. Days are running together a little bit now. They raced a couple times, couple courses. So Colton and Justin both head that up, and wouldn't be what it is without them. That section of the NRRA, the RC racing. So, and they also help with safety and recovery and
starting line, safety checks.
So.
I do a half dozen things. I know Curtis Hazard out here to help him do the RC stuff as well this weekend. Got to hang out with him a little bit in camp, so that was kind of nice. He's a trooper. Again, he does a lot for us. He also helps do a lot of our RC stuff. He helps out a lot of RC groups on Facebook as well to help give you guys pointers on things to do. Does some cool tech YouTube videos on different types of chassis, and he has a big, pretty gnarly course in his backyard, so that's super cool to see. He lives in Maine, New York. Lives way up there.
Something like that. Not New York, I don't think, but yeah. It's a good distance.
Yes, a very,
somewhere
very good
northeast.
distance. My boy Cruz coming by here. He helps do photography and video for the park. Again, we have a ton of park staff down here doing pictures and videos, and we have drone operators, and we have Rock Racing TV staff down here doing stuff, and Clyde down there running timers and race ops. And again, people, lots and lots of people make this epic production that you see. So a huge shout out to all of our course workers, all of our people behind the scenes, picking up flags and picking up stuff. So huge shout out to all of them. We really appreciate them.
Yeah,
and we'll be back right after these messages. some overview here of what's going on. Some highlights have so far happened today. Again, there's Branik Davis splashed that puddle. You can tell he took his time getting lined up there. A lot of guys have put some panels in to kind of keep the water down, that we don't get the air filter or any of the electronics wet. Because the last thing you want on this hill is to not be able to be able to hit this thing 100%. So.
Yeah, and what you guys are seeing there on the screen, if you're just joining us, this is some replay, some of the highlights of what has already happened here on this hill called Nasty Girl here at Disney, Oklahoma. That's Branik Davis and his so far fastest run of 25.9 on this hill. This is Wade Good, and he had a run of 27.0. They are getting Trent Ratcliffe's buggy recovered off the hill still right now. He, fortunately for him, landed at the top of the hill and did not roll all the way back down, which could have been rough. But unfortunately for recovery purposes, that means it's a bit lengthy. So thanks for hanging with us, and please enjoy some highlights from here at Finals in Disney, Oklahoma. Here's Trent Ratcliffe coming up for his run.
Yeah, had a smooth run going there. Again, had a smooth run. They kind of just threw that top section over a little bit. Unfortunately, wasn't able to climb that, so you saw him start sliding back down that rock. Tires caught, and it just tipped over. Again, that was them getting Trent out of the buggy. Again, there's our starting line for Ultra 4 today. Again, kind of an overview shot of the creek down there where the Ultra 4 guys are racing. Clint Garrison tuning in with us. What's up, Clint? He's one of our seasoned drivers as well.
Hearing some of the radio chatter about the recovery now. Looks like they've got Trent right side up and are going to guide him back down the hill. So hopefully we will be keeping things moving here in just a minute.
Cool, I got one.
Anytime you can see the buggy back on the tires, that's a good thing. Again, it's such a narrow path. It's kind of like good old Cable Hill. There's not really a lot of good recovery spots in Cable Hill.
Cable Hill times 10.
Yes. I just meant that there's a, it's
like a chute.
Yes,
Yeah.
it's like a chute, a long, steep chute to get recovery is not the easiest thing in the world. I'm sure they have some extra winch line and some winch rope up there to get everybody flip back over.
Props to recovery for this weekend in general, of course, but especially right now on Nasty Girl. Not an easy hill to work on, so definitely shout out to them and thank you for all of their help. We still have Tim Cameron, Matt Holt, Jay Stortz, Daniel Heckley, and Justin Wheels going to give it their all on this hill. This is the final hill for the 2022 season for our Branik Bouncer Cup class.
Talking that final countdown.
Sound like someone coming through.
Now you got the song in my head, Matt.
I know.
Way to go. Thank you guys for tuning in to Hillside Live with us. I hope you're watching on the Rock Racing TV page so that Matt and I can see your comments and answer any questions. I would like to know, for those of you that have been able to watch some of the other races, hopefully all of them, at least for the NRRA for this weekend, and see all the hills, or the courses that we'd run, rather, what has been your favorite? Which one do you think was the most fun to watch? We started out on Viagra. We did the hill to the left of it that I'm just going to call the hard hill.
Yes.
And saw some carnage on both of those. We had our UTV stock and cup classes racing in Woods section. We've been across the riverbed. We've been over on the rocky stair steps area yesterday, and now we're finishing up out here with this Nasty Girl hill behind me. Did you guys have a favorite moment? A favorite course that we ran? And are there any hills, or not any hills, but any parks that you think we should race at next season that maybe we haven't currently been racing at? I mean, we've, let's see, Hot Pride, Bikini Bottoms, Mid-America, Texas, Bridgeport, the Endeavor Park in Bridgeport, Windrock, Disney. What else am I forgetting? Help me out, Matt.
Jay, Oklahoma, Mid-America.
I got that one already.
Rush Springs.
Rush Springs Ranch in Missouri.
Hollerwood.
Hollerwood and Wildcat.
Yep.
So one more I'm missing. It'll come to me. So that's where we race this season, and many of those we've been going to for years now. Do you have a suggestion for a park that you think that we should come to next year? There's a lot that goes into choosing the places that we run. Everything from how spectator friendly is it, how easy is it to get a crowd in and out, to get the vehicles in and out.
Yes.
Of course, what are the race terrain options like? Can Clyde put together the kind of courses that he wants for each class at the park? Scheduling and trying to avoid as many conflicts as possible with the other series in the sport. All kinds of stuff goes into it. And what time
truck
of year
and trailer
it is.
parking, food, bathrooms.
Yes.
Those are all kind of important
Lots
things
of
to
accessibility questions for all that kind of stuff. So
consider. Kind of spectator. We've had some really cool courses, but they weren't necessarily spectator friendly. You either couldn't see, there's only about 4 places you could see, and there was only about 10 people could get there, or the rest of it just baked in the hot sun. So trying to make sure it's spectator friendly, get everybody in, and make sure everyone's safe too. That's kind of a big thing, making sure we have all the spectators that are safe. Everybody's going to have a good time.
Yeah.
Being able to get bathrooms and food down there, so that way we can, have some snacky snacks, have some lunch, and then
we want it to be a good time for the
Yes.
spectators. We
Yes.
don't want to put them. We don't want it to be a grueling day of race spectating. So
Yes. So again, and we've kind of talked a little bit in the driver group. Clyde kind of threw that question out a while back about hey, what are some parks you guys like to see? Anything you hate? Anything you love? What are some new ones we want to try? What are the old ones you like going to?
distance is a concern too, because
is.
a lot of our drivers are more or less located in the southeast, or at least the eastern side of the country. So distance and how much travel has to go into a year, especially when gas prices are what they are right now.
Yeah.
Just throw that out there. So we have a couple suggestions. We've got AOP from Randy. You know what, Randy? AOP is like a little over an hour from my
Yes.
house. That would be so nice. However, there are some, as far as getting spectators in a crowd, AOP's got some really great rocky courses, but they're not that easy to get a spectator-friendly area out. But I don't know. Maybe that's something that there could be some future options there. Ryan says 2 rounds at Windrock. We've definitely had some other votes for Windrock thrown into the ring so far.
Our drivers meeting, drivers group, a couple guys said they really enjoy Windrock. Bobby Tanner Hill. Bobby Tanner in general is kind of a stud there. Looks like they're getting Mr. Radcliffe pulled off the hill.
Finally, Trent is back on steady ground down here.
I see the smoke. He must have got it fired up. Let it roll down the hill and get it fired up.
Chad Molitor says Bobby Tanner Hill is my favorite. Which Bobby Tanner Hill would that be?
Bobby's made a couple famous. Bobby's made a couple famous.
Which one are you referring to?
Speaking of Bobby Tanner,
just
I miss
any
him.
Bobby Tanner Hill?
Yeah, I called him the other day and I said, hey, I miss you. And I said, we always appreciate you being around, being helpful, being on the course, and just being around and being a man of integrity and always, helping out on the course, helping guys. He'd help you work on your broken junk. He'd be the first guy. Your buggy wouldn't even roll. He'd be inside like, hey, you okay, buddy? You good? You need a snack? Like,
So fast.
It
I
was.
don't know how he could get over
It was
the
crazy.
recovery that
Again,
fast.
so we miss Bobby Tanner again. He's obviously a legend and always a special place in our hearts for him.
I would say for people that are only maybe slightly or moderately familiar with the sport of rock bouncing, there's 2 names that they're going to know, and it's Tim Cameron and Bobby Tanner.
Yeah. Timmy because he wins, Bobby because he's wild.
Oh, Dad meant Viagra over there. Okay, is Bobby Tanner famous?
Yes.
YouTube famous for his climb on Viagra. So, all right, I'm tracking with you now. Randy also suggested Blue Holler.
Blue Holler.
We did go there the year before last.
Yeah. Yep.
Is that how long it's been already? Wow.
Year before last. Yeah.
Yep, we did at Blue Holler. Blue Holler is difficult because we have no service down there because you're literally down in a holler, and
spectators are kind of like sitting on the sides of the holler.
It's hard to. It's a little hard to get in and out and to have the service we need for live feed stuff. But again, things can change over time and stuff can be worked on. So any and all suggestions are appreciated and taken into account. We want the sport to continue to grow and evolve and become everything that it can be. We've seen it change so much already over the last 10 years since it's the beginnings of the NRRA in 2012, and we definitely want to continue to see those positive changes being made. So, if you guys have ideas, we are all ears. Matt's getting suited up now.
Yep, I see Jay in line, so I'm going to run down and get suited up and head down there and make a pass, and we'll be back shortly.
Good luck. Have fun. Remember, if you roll, to aim for a tree. Oh, boy. What a day, guys. What a day. What 3 days, really. We've been here since we started racing Thursday night with the NRRA over on Viagra, Cialis, and the Hard Hill. It was new, had not yet been raced on until Thursday night. All the way through till this evening, where we're watching the Branik Bouncer class race on the hill called Nasty Girl. Jay Storts putting it all on the line right now, the very last hill of the season. Let's see what he's got. It looks like he is trying to take that right line, fighting for it, and he's hung up on the tree, but out the top. Nice. Wait and see if I can get Jay's time for you guys. The hillside doesn't look like much unless you know what to look for. Clyde, can I get Jay's time? We've got a very excited crowd out here right now. I need Jay's time, please.
Okay, Colin, another guy.
Daniel Heckley's on the line now. Daniel Heckley, come on. Man, making that look easy. All right, guys, Daniel Heckley just ran a 25.838. That is your new leader on this hill. Jay Storts right before him ran a 29.348. Nicely done. Man, Daniel just cruised. Justin Wheels is on the line now. We're moving quick now, guys. I hope you're paying attention. Here he goes. He's heading for that right side too. Clawing his way up, but man, safe to say these guys have found the line out here. Nice aerial shot of where we are out here in Disney, Oklahoma. Some beautiful scenery.
Sorry, Chris. I didn't mean to run through. Yeah, I was like, oh. I was like, you good. Was that live view? DIY live view.
I don't know if you're saying it, but I'm not hearing anything. I need Justin's time, please. Holy cow, 23.838. 23.390. That is your new fastest time right now on Nasty Girl. This is the Branik Motorsports Bouncer Cup, their final hill for the season, and Justin Wills just absolutely crushed it. That means Justin's sitting in the lead right now with a 23.3. Then we've got Daniel Heckley with a 25.8 and Brandon Davis with a 25.9. We've also got Wade Good with a 27 and then Jay Storts with a 29.3. That's everybody right now. We've still got Tim Cameron pulling up to the line. And then don't forget, we've got Matt Holt going to wrap up the 2022 Branik Bouncer Cup season for us. Timmy's time to beat is a 23.3, guys. Justin Wills just absolutely crushed it. Timmy is the reigning champ. The multi-year reigning champ in the bouncer class. See Daniel Heckley running up behind him there. He's famous for that throttle control, that Franklin flutter, and he is out the top. That's a 24.047. That means Justin Wills still has the fastest time right now on Nasty Girl with a 23.3. Tim Cameron has the second fastest time with a 24.0 right now. Matt Holt, he is on the line. He's going to wrap it all up for us right now, guys. Woo, Merrill, I'm just trying to keep up. Y'all do remember that all the times that are set over the live feed are not the official times. All official times are recorded and posted, as always. But we do our best to be as accurate as we can. We know you guys are on the edge of your seats at home, some of you. All right, Matt, you're going to need a little more momentum than that. Come on. Say a little prayer and pin it. The crowd's cheering him on, guys. I can hear him from all the way up here. All right, do not let out, Matt Holt. All right, after this, don't let out. I'm a little nervous for him right now. I love Matt's dedication to the sport and his commitment. Not only does he come as obviously a commentator, as you guys are accustomed to seeing him up here hosting Hillside Live with me, but he is a dedicated and committed racer. He makes it to all the events. He splits his time between being up here in the booth or the production trailer and commentating and talking about all the other drivers and getting to know them and being able to bring those facts to you guys, and then he goes out and he races himself too. And it's a lot just to do one of those things, everybody, but to do both of them and to do it for every race of a season, definitely my hat's off to him. And I give him a hard time sometimes when he's up here. We like to tease each other, mess with each other, but Matt's a great guy. He's got a heart of gold, and he's given everything he's got right now on this hill. Ooh, what did we do before drones, everybody? You We'd be looking at a whole lot more trees in the bottom half of the hill, I think. Super grateful for our drone pilots that have joined us for this event and for this season, and helped just take the live feed up to that next level. Come on, Matt. He's got 7 minutes to throw everything he's got at this hill, guys. That is our very last contender of the 2022 National Rock Racing Association season. We are wrapping up the Branik Motorsports Bouncer Cup right now. We're racing on the hill called Nasty Girl in Disney, Oklahoma. I promise you it's steeper than it looks right now on person. Fastest time on this hill right now is a 23.3 from Justin Wills, and next would be Tim Cameron with a 24. There's Trent Ratcliffe giving Matt a little encouragement there. Trent himself rolled over on this hill. He's not afraid to to keep encouraging everyone else to send it to, though. It's like the little engine that could, guys. We're all rooting for him. I think he's about maxed out the horsepower that's in his stable right now. But I don't think he's going to give up until he meets that 7-minute mark and gets waved off the hill. Not when it's the last one of the season. We've got Katie Cole checking in from Wisconsin. And yes, I absolutely can give Jerry Stebbins a shout out. Thanks for watching the show, guys. Fun fact that Wisconsin is the patron state of all of my relatives. I was born and raised in Tennessee, but everybody else from Wisconsin. I don't know if you guys have ever noticed. I don't sound real southern. I got a little more of a northern twang sometimes. Got that some Wisconsin blood in me. Matt is not giving up, guys. Not until they call that time limit on him. Matt raced a bit more conservatively Thursday on the two hills that we first ran. He wanted to be sure that he could make it all the way through till this evening and be able to run yesterday's course and be able to come hit Nasty Girl just like he is right now. Looks like he probably has reached his time limit. All right, he gave it his all, guys. That's all you can do. Glad to see him be able to come out and hit this hill like he wanted to, definitely. It's a pretty good way to end the season. All right, so your fastest time on this hill, on course 4, the final hill of the 2022 season in the Branik Bouncer Cup, was Justin Wills with a 23.3. Followed by Tim Cameron with a 24.0. And then Daniel Heckley with a 25.8. Give me just a second, guys. Since we only had a handful of bouncers, I'll just go ahead and give you the rundown here. All right, remember these times are unofficial as always. The official ones are recorded and posted. Justin Wills with a 23.3 took that fastest spot on Nasty Girl today, and then Tim Cameron with a 24.0. Daniel Heckley with a 25.8. Brandon Davis with a 25.9. Wade Good with a 27.0. And Jay Stortz with a 29.3. That is it for the NRRA 2022 season finals. Thank you guys so much for tuning into Hillside Live all season long with Matt and I. We will be back next year, Lord willing, with even bigger and better content for you guys. So again, thank you so much for tuning in with us. You can find lots more content over the off season on Rock Racing TV. Just because we're not racing doesn't mean we're not going to keep bringing you guys some cool stuff. So check in with us occasionally and keep up with what's going on. You can check National Rock Racing. Hey, look who made it. nationalrockracing.com, and be looking for the 2023 season calendar pretty soon. I'm going to let Matt get his helmet off so he can tell you guys goodbye for the season as well before we head out of here. Matt, how'd that feel?
I was giving it everything she had.
I could tell.
I could get up to the ledge, I get the front tires ledge, and obviously when you're that far up with slick, wet rock, it just wouldn't climb out. And there's about 40 people at the top, course workers, Clyde, Crystal, a bunch of our fans, friends, and just cheer me on.
They're all just trying to like use the force and pull you up the hill.
Trent Radcliffe's dad, they were all literally just like, come on! They were cheering for me. Couldn't quite make it off the top. Need a little more oomph in the buggy.
You're
but
happy you did it, though, aren't you?
I am. It was a lot of fun. It was a good time.
In the season.
It was a good time. Like I said, we're going to go have our awards banquet here shortly. And
we are. Matt and I have some trophies to go give out, so we are going to throw things back over to Speed Sport. They've got more stuff coming at you, so you guys stay tuned for that.
We'll see you guys later.
Thanks for watching.
Hey, guys, one of the great things about coming out here to Legends of the Fall, well, it's meeting some of the drivers. Well, we know a lot of the big names, but it's the new guys, the first-timers that are come out here to basically proverbially bust the cherry, as we like to say. Well, we got a man from the Great White North from Canada, JP Moran. JP, what are you doing down here, man? You ready to have some fun here?
Absolutely. It's a bit nerve-wracking. We're pretty excited. It's my very first Ultra 4 race in the 4400 series and class, and I want to go to Hammer this year, so all my friends are actually already racing, told me I should probably come here and start somewhere, so I know it's the final, but we're excited to go test the truck and get our first race in.
Well, one of the things you have to qualify for the King of the Hammers, and that's the great way to do it, is being out here. Are you a little nervous?
Absolutely. So it's nerve-wracking. We're excited, nervous, scared, but we're ready, and we'll go out there today, try the course, and we'll go from there.
Well, let's talk about the terrain. It's a little bit different from where you come in the Ontario area. I believe you said originally from Quebec. You don't have all this here. You don't have these quarries. You don't have the rocks. You got the forest, but we throw in a few more things out here for you. Is that in your mind? You're thinking about some of this stuff, the jagged rocks, the slippery rocks, and some of these nasty hills.
Absolutely. The climbs and downhill are what's on my mind right now. We're going to go out there, test it out, but absolutely. Our terrain that we race in local series, TMR Custom Off-Road Racing Series in Canada, is actually like similar to what's on the East Coast here in the States, like wood, tight wood, and muddy. But so I'm going to go play on the rock, and the terrain here is absolutely crazy, but it's awesome. Yeah.
Well, keep an eye on this guy as he tries to qualify for King of the Hammers right here at Legends of the Fall.
Okay, I'm Jim Marston, and we are here for the Ultra 4 USA Legends of the Fall here at Grand Lake in Oklahoma. And joining me is Waylon Campbell, Bailey Campbell, and of course Brian Cross. Now, guys, it's so good to see you out here. Are you excited about this course?
Yeah, a little nervous.
A little nervous, right? You've been down there and walking it?
Have not.
Now you're going to need to go down and walk it, because this is one of the truly epic Ultra 4 courses I've ever seen. It's something very special. Now, we'll talk to you first of all, Brian. You're going to be out there racing in the UTVs this weekend. You're going to be playing for the championship. You're up against Josh in the Liquid Moly vehicle. What are you going to do?
Well, unfortunately, my co-driver's not here, so Waylon will step in and co-drive, and the biggest thing that him and I need to do is just keep the car together and finish. That's been Miller's and my goal the entire season, is just drive the car around and finish, and it's worked out really well. So that's the entire goal this weekend. and hopefully I can beat him by one position and take the championship.
Fantastic. Sounds like a fantastic plan indeed. Now, Waylon, you're going to be out there racing in your big car and, of course, jumping in the co-driving seat with that. So you're going to get to see the course before you get out in the big car. Is that going to make a big difference to you?
I think so. I've done it a couple of times now where I've co-drove and then hopped in my car, and I noticed the difference. I pick new lines, find new things, and it works out pretty well.
Awesome. Now, we watched you racing at Crandon only a few weeks ago, and you were absolutely on top form until all the sort of wheels kind of fell off and we had engine troubles.
It's always good till I'm not.
Yeah, exactly. Now, that was an engine issue that time. I'm guessing you got a new motor in there for this race. So what kind of horsepower are we going to be putting down?
It's about the same, about 860 at the crank, about 500 to the ground.
Mm-hmm. And who are the favourites here this weekend? Who are you going to be really tussling with?
Lauren's always one of my guys. I'm always trying to chase and run down and stuff. It's been like that ever since I started racing with him. So it's pretty cool to be up there with him. And obviously the Gomez boys are fast as hell.
Yeah.
But yeah.
Mr. Wolf's going to be out there causing hassle.
I always forget about Paul, man.
Yeah. But then, of course, there's always somebody that we can't actually discount in all of this racing. And that's your sister. So
better tire.
No. So there it is. We've got your wonderful car here once again. So what are you going for? What's this? Is this the one? Is this going to be the win?
I'm like 99% sure this is going to be the win. This is my strongest suit. Rock crawling. You know, we've been doing a lot of short course this year, which I'm not a fan of. So just getting a little mixture of the more the rocks and the desert type feel. Similar to hammers, it's my favorite, so I'm very confident in this one.
Oh, I'm looking forward to seeing you out there. So who's going to be sitting in the co-driving seat for you for this one?
Brian over here will
the
be
big
this
man.
time. Yeah, unfortunately Miller's not going to make it because he got bitten by a rattlesnake.
Yeah, I heard about that. Yeah, sorry about that, man. I hope you get better soon. That's bad. That is good for you, and good for you, but bad for Ryan. So I hope you get better. But right, so when you're in the car with Bailey, are you telling her to speed up, or are you telling her to slow down?
In the short course, always faster, but I've never been in the rocks with her, so this will be a new experience for me. And again, the whole goal is to try and finish because we potentially have a chance to win a championship, whether it be West Coast or in nationals. So currently we're sitting in 4th place in nationals and 3rd in West Coast. So we got.
It literally is all to play for out there, isn't it?
Correct.
Yeah, indeed. Look, guys, have the most fantastic race out there. We love watching the Campbells race. We love seeing you out on track. You always give us so much. So good luck, and we hope you have good fortune on the course.
I'm Waylon Campbell.
Bailey Campbell,
I'm Brian Crofts
We're at Legends of the Fall.
Ultra 4 Racing.
at South Grand Lake.
I'm joined by Mid-America Outdoors and Ultra 4 USA Race Director JT Taylor. JT, this course came together in about a 4-week span. Can you give us some insight on the natural terrain and beautiful property itself?
Yes, ma'am. So this is GRDA property that we're racing on. First time it's ever been raced. And like you said, it is absolutely beautiful. Trees are turning and it's just awesome. It's about a 1,400 acre area that we're using. And we've got a 5-mile race course. We've got go fast flat rocks. We got big horrible boulders. We got steep climbs, and the racers are loving it. Pre-running, getting it burned in. Course is really shaping up. Found a few places I had to do some fine tuning on, like usual.